Well, I just binge watched 13 Reasons Why, and I want to give you guys my thoughts on it. Um, First off, I don't know how I feel about Netflix releasing all the shows at once. You know, on one hand, I do like not having to wait for the next episode, but then probably I need to exercise more self-control because I watched them all in 2 days. Um, but the show, 13 Reasons Why. What is it about? It's about this girl in high school. Well, she commits suicide. And the show's about how she released some tapes, pretty much explaining why she did it. 13 tapes. Now, the good about the show, I thought all the characters were pretty well fleshed out. And, you know, like Netflix does this pretty well, and most other shows do. They have like that sense of mystery. You want to know what's going on, what's going to happen next. And this was no exception to that. I always wanted to figure out what was the next reason, who was next. So always you want to get to the main character's tape. You're following this guy. You're following around the Clay Jensen, the main character, and you want to figure out like what he did, because throughout the show he seems like a pretty nice guy. You do figure out the classmates and everything. You know that's always kind of fun and interesting to see. It gets you want to know what went wrong. You know what happened. And it was pretty well done. Sometimes the acting, you know, it falters a bit. Some of the things that happen are like super believable, but most of it, I think they nailed down like the general idea of high school life pretty well. You know, now this isn't like the most super complicated plot or anything like that. You know, again, she dies and she leaves the tapes, and pretty much the big thing about the show is, you know, figure out what happened. And is it worth a watch? I would say yes. I'll go ahead and get my rating now. I do want to. A few things I want to talk about that could be considered spoilers, so I'll go ahead and give it like I'll say 8 out of 10. Definitely worth a watch. And again, I think it's like the #1 show on Netflix right now. But okay, mild spoilers now. Some of the things I mean, I feel like some of the tapes weren't like the reason for it wasn't really all that big. Like for example, Zach's tape, the tall Asian guy, what he did. Like, he just, like, apparently he hadn't even lied about what he did because he kept the note. I was like, I don't really get that. Like, that wasn't a big deal. Now, again, I've never been in that position or anything like that, and it's a show. But I didn't think that was like much reason to make a tape. Also, Clay's tape was kind of like, you're gonna give that to the guy who was nice to you, like, oh, you were the reason why this happened. I don't know about that one, but I don't want to talk too much about that. That's a lot of like depressing stuff. You know, I didn't think they were really gonna show everything. Like on that last episode, they really went all out, and I think they did that to make it not like to not glorify the idea of, you know, committing suicide and leaving letters out there. You know, to make it something you really don't want to do, because you know that's a pretty touchy topic there. One thing that I thought was kind of curious is in the beginning, when Clay was listening to the tapes, he was getting like these weird flashbacks by the time. He said he was really struggling listening to them, and it sounded like, I felt like almost they were going to go a certain direction, like he might be like losing it a little bit, you know, or having that some serious mental issues, but then towards the end they kind of like ignored that and he just plowed through the tapes. I think it would have been pretty interesting if they went a different direction there. You know, but overall, those are my thoughts on 13 Reasons Why. Definitely, I think it's worth a watch, unless you, in particular that last episode, if you're kind of sensitive, that kind of stuff bothers you, I wouldn't. I think that the last episode in particular, that might bother you. Otherwise, definitely, you know, has a good message, and I can't wait for the next season. Hopefully that one is pretty good as well. Lots to look forward to. Thanks for watching.